welcome to another edition of Google is Evil and such. Pretty much. Mostly. Anyway. Yeah, so this week 3 videos. So, a little better. More stuff. And 2 of the videos were to Christopher 7. So some people know that name, some people won't. So go back 5 or 6 years or something like that. More conversation happened between individuals, and he was one of those people that were part of the conversation. And generally speaking, likable character and all that kind of stuff. We've had our disagreements and continue to have them, and so but try to keep it pleasant enough, we'll see, and such. So I made a couple of response videos, and then today's video is a response to a Piro video who responded to the Christopher 7 part of the conversation anyway, and such. So basically on the subject of being drawing conclusions about the utility, usefulness, value, good, evil, having kids. Whether it's what category does it fit in? Is it something worthy of just some sort of, well, let's have a conversation about the fact that I'm kind of off it. I've gotten past it. I don't eat candy anymore. I'm a grown-up. I don't drink with a straw. Or is it more than that as a subject? And so yeah. So the video I made today, I'm sort of focusing on the argument that this is really. I think there are subjects where you can say, look, I'm against. I don't personally rape, right? But I take it a step further and say, no, I'll do whatever I can to help prevent women from being raped by having, by making laws against it and imposing penalties for it and all that kind of crap, because it's a real crime. So we could argue that somebody could propose some sort of law that would require people to, if they're going to get pregnant, they'd have to get a permit a year in advance. And they'd have to, maybe watch some anti-natalist videos, some right-to-lifer videos, all that kind of stuff, and go to a class. What are you getting into? What are you signing up for? Do you really want to be an impositional douchebag? That kind of thing, and be required to account to the potential victims that you're going to make. Maybe even have a few people who've had their kids killed by some psycho killer, and have them at least point out, well, you're going to make sure you're not going to have a psycho killer, right? Like you have some sort of way of stopping that from happening, right? Right? You have a plan, right? To fix it when it happens, or what are you going to do? Are you just going to say, I'm sorry? Yeah, my kid is a psycho killer. Well, sorry. Not my fault. Come on. There should just be some accounting done by people who are so arrogant and obnoxious and thinking they should play God and they should make living things and they should, well, let them account to the victims. Let them, at least acknowledge that I've heard your argument and I didn't give a fuck. But anyway, so it's, obviously it's, to me, an important subject. And then it goes the step beyond where, all of this glib talk about the human condition is, in my opinion, just horseshit anyway, because the real condition of conscious life is not the human condition. All the mammals are living as us, just in an ignorant form. And that's really the only difference. The fact that they can't do mathematics and they can't, tell you who the president is, and they don't know they're living on a round earth hurling through space and all of that crap, doesn't really change the fact that they worry and they fear and they want and they desire and they can be comfortable and purry and warm and all. They can be all these things. They can be all the things that are important to us in terms of being those things: comfortable and not afraid, not anxious, not upset, not Same difference. They can feel pain It's just, it's almost, it's almost so insulting to human intelligence that you have to have an argument about humans, with humans about acknowledging something so obvious, that their brain is doing what our brain is doing. It's creating incentives, by using pain and pleasure. They're being manipulated by their sensations, and we're manipulated by our sensations. It's the same thing happening. The important part, yes, it's really cool to have intelligence, but intelligence doesn't make us feel. The feelings came first. The humans, we can go back in our history and you can find human beings that weren't very intelligent, didn't know they were on a planet, didn't know this, didn't know all this stuff, didn't know how to count to 10. But they knew how to feel. And, that's the substance of the value, frankly. I mean, even to have to argue about that the substance of the value of what's happening on this planet is conscious beings enduring sensations. And some of us don't think they should be subjected to torture as a routine possibility. That's insufficient. If you're torturing some of the rats in your experiment, then you have to make sure the experiment has a purpose. And our experiment doesn't have any purpose. It's not doing anything. It's not solving any problem. It's not a wheel on a car. It's absolutely nothing. It's a piece of blob of shit that can't be utilized in any way by the universe to fix or solve any problem. And you can't torture stuff to make a blob of shit. Just not good enough. So that conversation, that half of the conversation is ignored by most. Some can get it as long as you make the victim into a human form and give it attributes that they can relate to. But if you make the victim a bug, forget it. They have no capacity to empathize or in any way abstract, connect through any kind of mechanism, connect themselves to the struggle, the identity, the individuality of the bug. The fact that it's going to endure something. Things are going to happen in its neurology. Its neurons are going to fire, and they're going to fire in patterns that aren't going to be fun patterns. It's going to qualify as torture. Experienced in the universe. And we don't have any product to justify it. So anyway, so the scale of the bad is so bad. It's so bad. It's drenched in so much blood. And it's, like I said, it's almost ridiculous that, you have to argue and point it out. You have to point to every little bit of it and explain how it's all there. That it's a bloodbath. It's a meat grinder. And it's not grinding anything. It's just grinding. It's not grinding it into anything. It's just grinding it into a grinder and then back into the grinder again and into the grinder again. It's a circular grinder. Circle of circular grinding. Alright, so that's probably enough of a premise, right? So, I mean, some people don't get it. I guess I should have said this in the beginning of the video, but you're almost saying if they can't get this part, then they're so stupid that what's the fucking point? They can't, So is there really any point in having a conversation with people? I mean, somebody left a comment like, oh, that's the longest video you've made in years. No, I make my videos on the website now. These are just update videos pointing to the website. You have to go to the website to see my videos. The ones that are actually the videos. This is just a video to explain the videos. So, should I tell you to subscribe and hit the little fun buttons? Do I have to tell you to wipe your ass after you poo? I mean, god damn. Stupid is as stupid types. A lot of that going around. Anyway, okay, so I'm just pointing out, yes, I made 3 videos. They're all like an hour long. Okay, 2 to Christopher 7 and 1 responding some of the crap Piro said. And I'll probably make a part 2 to that one. Just because there's so many trigger words, so much to be, so much left out of the conversation about what brains are, what they're capable of doing, and how they should be doing it, what logic is, what collecting facts is, what knowledge is, what information is, what intelligence is, and what's intelligent conversation and what's inane bibbly babbly boo. You know, pumpkin bullshit. Alright. So, yeah, I think that's enough of a update video. It says update right in the title of the video. That doesn't work. Oh, God. I do hate this planet. So anyway, so that's enough. So go to the website if you want to watch the video. You can download it. There's little links that say things like save as. Now the high quality link doesn't work because those files are just too big, and I'm not going to upload gigabytes of crap because then we'll end up having to pay for it and blah blah blah. Who fuck that. Anyway, so the MP4, you can upload it as a link, you know, download the video, or you can just get the audio file. So you have choices. So if it doesn't play, just download it. Not a big deal. You click the link and you go save as, and you can save it to your hard drive, and then you can watch it and then delete it. You know, not too complicated, really. So anyway, there's no commercials. I mean, there's definite advantages here. You know, I'm not being so onerous, you know, on you. You know, I'm not subjecting you to a bunch of ads. So anyway, there's no point. Just, why are you talking to them, Gary? Why do you do it? Why do you bother? Okay, yeah, I don't have a good answer because I don't have a choice. Part of endeavoring to prevent means you have to try to, you know, do it through them, not to them. You have to try to get them to do it on their own, you know, without it coming to some sort of fisticuffs. The only way to do that is to do this persuading thing. And yes, they're not very persuadable because they're religious kooks. But anyway. Oh, it's so depressing. Anyway, yeah, so I just, yeah, I depressed myself. But I'll endeavor to persevere, so I will probably be back to fight another day. So anyway, this has been a Google is Evil video presentation. DoNotGod.com. Yes, that's where the videos are. And such, and so forth, and whatnot.